All right, good morning, virtual friends. We're going to get started. Okay, we have talked about comparing fractions all week, and we are going to continue to do that. We have used different models to show how we can compare fractions. We have talked about showing them using a whole shape, right? We've shaded them in, and so we could visually see which one has more of the whole shaded. We've also used fraction strips. Remember we talked about fraction strips when we played that little game in our groups? Okay, so today we're just going to show how we can use a number line to show which fraction is greater. Okay? Easy peasy, will not take long at all. We are just focusing on fractions with the same denominator today, okay? So let's think about this. How do you think that we could use a number line to compare fractions with the same denominator? So look up here. What is my denominator? 6. Or look at your screen, okay? So how do you think we could use this to compare two different or more than one different fractions on this number line? So 2 6 and 4 6, or 1 6 and 5 6. How do you think we would know which one's greater or which one is lesser, smaller? How do you think we would know that? This is not a hard question. I need more than 2 hands up. How would you know which fraction is bigger on this number line? Andrea?
By finding your denominator?
Okay, we have the same denominator on here. So how would you know which one is bigger, greater? The bigger ones are going to be where in location?
6.
Okay, that's going to be the greatest one. Why?
Because it's bigger.
Okay. Let's see. Evan? Okay, give me our numerator. Yeah. Okay, what about it? Claire?
If you, let's say we have to compare 3 6 and 5 6. 5 6 is closer to the end of the number line.
5 6 is closer to the end of the number line, yes, but let's be more specific. That 5 6 is closer to what?
1 whole.
1 whole. Good. Who just said that? Good, Talia. 1 whole. Very good job. So, the way that we know which fraction is greater, the bigger fraction on the same number line, because we have the same denominator, it's going to be the fraction that is closest to what, everybody?
1 whole.
That was weak. Closer to what?
1 whole.
1 whole. The smaller fraction is going to be the one that is closest to what?
0.
0. Okay? We only need one number line to compare fractions with the same denominator, correct? Because if your denominator is 6, there is no need to go and make another one up under here with 6. That's too much work, right? Sometimes you might have that, but there is no need for that. All we have to do is simply put our points and compare. All right. It's asking us to compare the following fractions using the number line below. We already know by using our rule, correct, which one is greater. But they want us to show, to prove it on the number line, and that's what we're going to do. What is our first fraction?
5 6.
We're not working ahead. Okay, 5 6. Good. So let's go put a point on top of 5 6. Some of you are staring into space and you're about to put your name on the board. You are not doing what I'm doing. Let's go. Okay. What is our other fraction? 4 6. I'm going to change the color. You don't have to, but I just think colors help me a little bit. All right. I like to view this as a race. Okay? We start at 0, and we are running our race all the way down the number line, and 1 whole is the finish line. Okay? This is the finish line. You are done. Who would be winning the race? This is why I use 2 different colors, too. Mr. Red, 5 6, or Mr. Blue, 4 6. Who is greater? Who is going to touch one hole first? Who is closer to the finish line, Dylan? 5, 6. Okay, isn't that a great visual of, oh, 5, 6 is greater because it is closer to what? One hole. If I were to shade 5, 6 to this number line, it would take up a whole lot more of our hole than if I would shade 4, 6. Okay, so the alligator mouth should be eating who? All right, let's read our inequality sentence together. Ready? Go. 5, 6 is
Greater than
4, 6. Very good job. We know that by simply using our rule. We have the same denominator, so we compare our numerator. But if they say prove it, this is another model of how we can prove it, okay? You can draw a number line. You could draw 2 holes, divide them into 6, shade a 5 on this one, shade a 4 on that one. Yes, ma'am.
We can cross multiply.
Okay? Yes, we most certainly can cross multiply to check our answer, right? Okay, but that's not necessarily proof. Okay, proof is drawing a model. If y'all want to cross multiply to check?
Yes.
Okay, 6 times 4,
24.
6 times 5,
30.
and go ahead and compare that. 30 is greater than 24. Do I have the same symbols?
Yes.
Yes, okay? I love that y'all remember to always check your answer, but this is also proof enough for me as well, okay? Proving that this point is closer. Very good job. All right. Go ahead and put your dots on these 2 fractions, and I want you to go ahead and compare them. All right, so everybody have the point on their number line. Hey, I love walking around and seeing the different strategies. That's what I'm looking for. The different strategies that you are all doing. It shows me that you have been listening and you really understand what we're doing here. Okay. I saw people go back and do exactly what I've been telling them to do every single time. What do we have in what? Common. What do we have in common?
8.
Our denominator. Thank you. It is 8, but our denominator. So we compare our what? Numerator. Okay? I also saw Sincere back there. He was hopping. He said 1, 2. This one has 2 jumps. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. So he even proved again that this one is a whole lot farther away from reaching the finish line than 6/8. That's the same thing as doing this. Remember, this one has 2, this one has 6. Remember, that's the same thing. Okay, that's another strategy I saw. Very good job. Let me erase all this messiness. Okay. All right, let's look at this visual here. 2, 6 is blue on mine. Or 2, 8, sorry. And 6, 8 is green on mine, but you all had a different color. Clearly we see the one that's further to the right, further to the finish line. 6, 8 is kicking their tail. Huh. That's me. I'm the blue dot. Dying in the race. Okay? So clearly who is closer to one hole here?
6,
6, 8. Very good job. All right, let's use cross multiplication just to check our answer and to get in the habit of that. Ready? 8 times 2.
16.
And 8 times 6.
48.
Okay, there's a big difference between 48 and 16, right? There's also a big difference between our 2 dots. Okay? So if there's a bigger difference, that means one is a whole lot more than the other, and you can see that here. But if they're like 16 and 6, then our dots should be closer to each other. Does that make sense? Okay, the distance between the dots represents the distance between your two fractions and your two products. Does that make sense? Okay, very good job. Let's read it together. Ready? Go.
6/8 is greater than 2/8.
Okay, let's do that together. Ready? Go.
6/8 is greater than 2/8.
Good job. All right, virtual friends, I want y'all to watch us do one where we have to divide the number line, and I'm going to let you go because this is a very simple thing to understand, okay? All right, we have a number line, but what happened?
There's no numbers.
There's nothing on there, okay? They have not labeled it. That's no problem, is it?
No.
Okay, we always start with what?
0.
And end in what?
1.
Because I do not have any mixed numbers up here, correct?
No.
Okay? All right. What is my denominator?
4.
4. So I have to divide this number line into what, everybody?
Half.
Fourths, okay? But, Aubrey, in order to get to fourths, we must first divide it into half. Good. So that's straight down the center. And then we take each half and cut it where?
In the middle.
In the middle. Okay, you can go back and bunny hop if you need to, but let's not get it messy. So erase it once you get done, where you can simply just touch your spaces. Okay? And go ahead and label. We have 0, then what? 1 4. Then
2
then
3
then
4
which is equal to 1 whole. That's why I'm putting it on the same tick mark that 1 whole is on. All right, friends. So all we did different was label our number line. Now we go do the same exact thing, right? We put a point on what two fractions? 1/4 and go for it. What color? This is purple. All right, Jace. What do we have in common here? Good, our denominator. So we compare our what? Numerator, like normal. And 3 is what? I'm sorry, I read it backwards. 1 is what to 3? Less than. So 1/4 is less than 3/4. Okay, and we have a lovely number line to prove that, right? 3/4 is the greater one. That's why the alligator's eating it, because he's hungry. Okay? 3/4 is one of the rays. It's closer to 1 whole. Okay, let's check our answer. Ready? 4 times 3. 4 times 1.
4.
Okay. 4 is what to 12? Less than. Are we correct? Of course we're correct. Of course. Okay, virtual friends, I hope that was helpful. It's very, very easy. I think you'll do just fine.